in many ways, well, the mindfulness of breathing can generate calm. So I hope you've experienced that. Oh, I should have asked, is anybody absolutely new to meditation? No? I thought I recognised quite a lot of the names and faces. Right, so you've been doing some practice. So we know the mindfulness of breathing, it can generate calm in the mind and the body, and a steady mind. And we can also, we set up, when we're practicing, we're setting up conditions for what we call absorption. And it's like when things come together and merge and you feel even more steady and calm. So it's like when you do two, more than one thing at once, and they suddenly gel together. So maybe if you drive a car, you may have remembered this when you start driving a car, you've got all these things to take care of, the pedals and the steering wheel and the indicators, and then you've got to keep your attention on the road as well. And then all of a sudden they can come together, and you feel like you're driving. And maybe with a musical instrument, or maybe anything that's creative, you can suddenly find yourself totally absorbed in what you're doing. And it's a really good feeling, isn't it, when that happens? So I think what can stop us getting into this sort of higher state of mind, calmer state of mind, is the need to let go of stuff that's stopping us getting into this state. So sort of the Buddha's direct advice for meditation was to find a secluded spot. So in this, we're letting go, and I think we're all in our own spaces, in our houses. We're letting go of the world just temporarily, and then we're also letting go, or we're trying to let go of these kind of states of mind that we can get into in that world, which is known as the Five Hindrances. So have you heard of the Five Hindrances before? Yeah? All right. So we try and leave, though I try and imagine leaving them at the door, so that they'll always arise because they're part of us. But we're also trying and let go of discursive, distracted thought, which most of the time we actually use to do things in our lives. But sometimes it just takes over, and you can find yourself just passing through, passing lots of time, and you've not really got anywhere. So that we call that discursive thinking. And all these things are not easy, are they? Because they're all part of us. And another thing that we also want to let go of is body tension. So when we first get into meditating, we can feel tense and aches and pains, or we might not at first, but then we get down into them. So and we call this relaxing. And if you have to tell somebody to relax, they can often say, well, if I knew how to relax, I would. So what you're doing when you're relaxing is you're just letting go of this level of tension, which is uncomfortable. And it can be in your muscles, in your body, but it can also be in your mind with the things that are going on. So I think the way to do that is just to get into your body in meditation. And when we get into our body, when we become aware of our body, when we're actually present in our body, then we're actually in the present moment. So we're away from all these things. We're in the present moment with how we are now. So I guess you've heard that kind of thing before, haven't you? So we'll begin. So it's quite important to set up your posture, because that's going to be. So what I tend to do is, if you've got arms on your chair, that's even better. But it's just to kind of just take your bottom off the seat a bit, and just stretch your bottom back so it's behind you. And it means you're kind of slightly tilting the pelvis forward slightly. This is more noticeable if you stand up and do it, because you feel that it takes the legs back and you're more on your heels and you're more steady. But on the seat, what it tends to do is put you in good contact with your sitting bones that you can lift up from. Okay. And then it's good to have a little play with the tilt of the chin so that you can lift the back of the neck and the spine. All right. And then the next thing I try to do, if we can close our eyes now, then we're able to take our awareness inside our body, because I find that sight can be it's a bit of a liar sometimes, our sight. We see things that aren't really real. We close our eyes and take our awareness into our body. So if we've got our posture feeling pretty good, that we've got the firmness in our seat, and our feet on the floor. I'm assuming people are on chairs. You can do this just as well lying down. And I want you to become aware of your breathing, the in-breath and the out-breath. And I want you to feel that as you're breathing in, you're lifting from your sitting bones up as you breathe in. And you notice this more in the chest. It's really the sort of chest or sort of lifting and expanding as you breathe in. So you don't have to breathe deeply to notice this, but it's that there's a subtle lift as you breathe in. And then when you breathe out, there's also a lift, again from the sitting bones, but it's a lift all the way along the spine to the crown of the head. So I want you to get this sense of lifting both as you breathe in and as you breathe out. So we're using the muscles of breathing and the natural posture muscles along the spine. And you can help your lift here by just rolling your shoulders back, taking the shoulder blades down, and bring your elbows back towards so that your back of your arms are in line with your back. And then make sure your hands are resting. So we're letting the breath do the heavy lifting in keeping your posture poised, balanced. And then everything else in our body, all the big surface muscles in our arms and our legs and big sheets of muscle along our back, close to the surface, they can move down. So if we have a sense of breathing in for the lift, for the relaxation of these surface muscles, you want to get in touch with gravity, with weight, feeling the weight of your arms and your back and your legs going down towards your feet, just moving down, letting gravity take over. And what that does is it lengthens, gravity lengthens all the muscles in the arms and the back and the legs, and also in the neck and the face. So if we then take our awareness to our face, and we'll just get in touch with our body awareness, our ability to move our attention around the body. So if we imagine our face, our head, then begin to listen to our sense of touch, the sensations coming off our face. We're listening to it. So we can listen around the eyes. So imagine around your eyes, your eyebrows, your actual eyelids, the muscles around the eyes. So first of all, you imagine these areas, and then your sense of touch follows that imagination. And then you can begin to be present in that sense of touch, in that awareness around your eyes. And sometimes just noticing any tightness, any tension can just help you to let go. Maybe the corners of the eyes. Just imagine letting go. Imagine letting go of the muscles around the eyes. These are muscles that are working all the time when we're reading or looking at anything. And then become aware of around your nose and your lip And just feel, just notice, just listen to the sensations coming back from your skin. And maybe you can feel a sense of energy, because there's lots of nerve endings around the nose and the eyes and the mouth. So maybe you can get a sense of vibration, of energy there, just by paying attention. And then you can look under the skin, into the muscles around the ears, around the jaw, around the throat, in the mouth, and even on your scalp, on your head. Just gradually bringing the whole of your head alive to your body awareness, being present there in the real head, not the thinking head. And then take your awareness to your neck and throat. First of all, becoming aware of the skin surface, and then underneath into the flesh, into the flow of blood. Just watching for a sense of energy in the head center. And this is really good because for me, I don't know about yourselves, I hold a lot of tension in my head, in my face. So I'm looking for this sense of openness and space that's coming from breathing in and breathing out, but also a sense of the gravity, lengthening muscles and opening up the surface of the skin. And then take your awareness, your imagination, down to your shoulders, to your upper chest, your armpit area, your shoulder blades. Just noticing or trying to imagine the shape, and then just seeing what sensations are coming from the skin, from under the skin into the flesh, into the bones at the upper chest, start of your lungs. Also looking for the energy that's there, the vibration of your body. And then moving your attention down to the mid-chest, the mid-rib cage, around the heart area. And just investigate the heart center. Just noticing the shape of your upper chest. So noticing the rise and the expansion of the chest and the contraction as you breathe out. And then looking for the center, the heart center. Probably nearer to the spine than you might imagine. In the middle of the lungs. So just see if you can look for a heart center. It tends to be really good for holding our positive emotions, our positive feelings. And you can really, if you pay attention for long enough, you can get a good sense of warmth and energy in the heart area. So you've got the head center joining to the heart center. And then move your awareness down to the upper abdomen, from your ribs down to your navel. And then from your navel down to your seat, your pelvic floor. Just noticing the shape, the sensations coming from your skin. And the weight now sinking down into your seat. So just imagine your seat area where your sitting bones are. And feeling all the surface muscles all the way down from your head and face and your trunk. sides and back, going down into your seat. So your seat is like the grounding of your posture, the earthing. Just imagine as you breathe out, you're breathing all the tension down through your head and your trunk, into your legs, down into your legs, into your feet, and then from your feet, or your seat, down into the floor, over to the walls and down into the foundations. So just imagine with the process of breathing, the process of letting gravity take over, all the big heavy muscles, you're letting go. That things are dissolving and melting, and the tension's flowing down into the floor and the walls and the foundations into the earth. And then you can begin to add to this awareness by imagining that you're breathing, you're taking your breath as you breathe in down from the middle of from the earth up into your body, through your body, up to the crown of your head. And as you breathe out, you're taking it down again into the earth. So just imagine that the in-breath is filling all your body up, and that you're also avoiding any tension, any tightness as you breathe in. And then as you breathe out, you can imagine that the out breath is a flow of energy that's flowing through your body, taking any tension, any tightness down into the earth. So try and stay with this simple experience of your body, your posture, the energy in your body, and the flow of breath, and the lengthening relaxation sensation of gravity. And then we just enter into the mindfulness of breathing, where we're just bringing to the forefront of this, paying attention to our experience, we're bringing the breath to the forefront. So we just begin to know when we're breathing in and when we're breathing out. So we just know breathing in, breathing out. Instead of it being just an up and down, a linear experience, we're experiencing the breath entering as you breathe in into the whole of the body, aware of the in-breath in the whole of the body, aware of the out-breath in the whole of the body. And as you stay with this, you may begin to notice there's a point, space at the top of the breath and at the bottom of the breath, where you're neither breathing in nor breathing out, or neither breathing out nor breathing in. But basically just watching the breath, knowing when you're breathing in, when you're breathing out. And this is the first stage. And if we're noticing that our mind becomes distracted, we can add a count at the end of the out breath. Count 1 for each out, and 2 for the next out breath, 3, for next, till we get to 10. So that's just a process of dealing with distraction, getting the discursive mind to help us in our practice. So don't worry about losing the count, having to start again. Don't let that disturb your mind. Just stay with your posture, lifting on the in-breath and the out-breath, and relaxing and letting go. And knowing when you're breathing in and when you're breathing out. And then you can either note the end of the out-breath or count in that little space at the end of the out-breath. So even though you're paying attention to your body posture and the lift of the breath, the lifting of breathing in and out, and the relaxation and letting go around your limbs, your face, there's a lot more awareness there that's available to us. We'll just move into the second stage now. And it's more or less the same as the first, paying attention to knowing when we're breathing in and when we're breathing out, and when we're doing neither. And we pay attention, instead of the end of the out-breath, to the start of the in-breath, which is very close. They're very close to each other. But it just gives a change of emphasis on our experience, or in our experience. And just see if you can notice what that is. You don't need to label it. So we know we're breathing in and when we're breathing out. And then we can just note the start of the in-breath, and we can place our count just before that. Counting just to anticipate the start of the breath. So if you find yourself getting lost in distraction, just bring your awareness, your attention back to your posture, to the lift on the in-breath and the out-breath, letting go in your muscles, just listening to your sense of touch, and then just letting awareness of the breath come to the forefront of your attention. But not totally, you're still aware of your posture, still aware of how you feel. And then we'll just move into the third stage, where we let go of any counting. We pay attention to the whole cycle of the breath. So we're letting go of any emphasis on the out, that might be on the out breath or on the in breath. Just staying with the whole cycle of the breath. Still knowing when we're breathing in and when we're breathing out. Slowly becoming aware, even more aware, of the breath being, that you're able to experience the breath in every part of your body. Not just in your chest where you notice the obvious movement. If you listen to your sense of touch in your head, you can notice the breath in your head. And then you can move to your arms and your hands and notice the breath in your arms. And then in your legs, upper legs and lower legs in your feet. You just know when you're breathing in and when you're breathing out. You can also notice, pay attention to the energy that's in the whole of your body as you're breathing in and out. So you may begin to notice more sensations in your body. Maybe some of them unpleasant, some of them feeling very pleasant. Maybe the unpleasant ones are where we tend to hold tension. And pleasant ones can be, say, around the eyes and the lips. Maybe in the breath, movement in the chest. Whatever brings itself to your attention, just let the breath into it. Imagine it becoming part of the breath. The breath is moving in and out of these areas. Now we can move into the fourth stage. And the only change really is that we can add to the forefront of our awareness of the breath. Single point where it enters, or single area where it enters and leaves the body. So around the nose, tip of the nose, the rim of the nostrils, the upper lip. So just paying attention to the breath that's there. And the sensations can be quite subtle, but we know that they're there. The movement of the breath as we breathe in and as we breathe out. But there's also plenty of room in our awareness for our sense of our posture, a sense of our lifting as we breathe in and out, and our relaxation down. So we can now, in our sense of touch, we're listening for the breath, the touch of the breath. And maybe as sound is the movement of air, we can listen for a subtle sound of the breath. So we can also add to our imagination that this subtle breath is now everywhere in our body. So without letting go of our awareness at the tip of the nose, just try and notice the subtle presence of the breath everywhere in our body, in our legs and arms and head and trunk. So just continue experiencing the breath in the whole of the body. So now let go of any effort of attention, if there is any. Try and stay with a sense of relaxed awareness. And just allow the more external senses in. Just letting in bits of the world, a bit at a time. The sounds around us. Maybe we can notice more subtle sounds. Sounds in the room. Ticking of clocks. Maybe you can notice your heart beating. So you can notice your feelings, whether they're pleasant, unpleasant. Nothing much to talk about. You see where your thoughts are going. Are they still here? Or are they bracing to get out into the world? And then slowly let your eyes open. Bring ourselves back into this online meditation session. So I hope you enjoyed that meditation.